Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 gameplay cast with me, Thendis32, and boy do I have ourselves a nice... Oop, wrong one. Don't I have ourselves a nice little set of replays. This is a best of 5 from the PGL tournaments that took place a couple months back. And I do believe these are the finals. It's a best of 5 between these two great players, and let us introduce them, shall we? Spawning as the Red Night Elf, we have Check. And his opponent, spawning as the Teal Human, representing Team VG, we have Infi. Human versus Night Elf on Terran Stand. So yeah, these replays were just posted today. Like, literally today, I believe. Because when I checked on it, there was no downloads for these replays. But it is a best of 5 between Infi and Check, and it is the PGL finals, and I will cast all of these games. So enough of me talking and nerding out. Let's cast away. Infi with the early militia scout, gonna see what's what. And if he does scout this greedy Ancient of War creep by Check, this would go pretty well for him. We've seen a lot of games end from this greedy Ancient of War creep. So Infi does know about it. Now the gears can start working in his head. It is a Mountain King as his first hero choice, so no Archmage out of him. And we do see the Warden out of Check, so Mountain King versus Warden. We all know the Korean Night Elves love their Warden play, especially versus Human. The Warden is proven to be a very strong opponent to the human race. No one can play her as well as Alliot, but if anyone could try, it would be Check. So yeah, basically what we might see is with the Mountain King, obviously you're going to get the Storm Bolts. You're going to get, you know, all that good stuff. So if the Warden does go for Blink, maybe we can see some sexy Blink dodges. But we do see the first footman of Infi coming on in. He is pulling Militia. I think he's going to try to Militia creep his Merc Camp. Or is he going for a Tower Rush? No, I don't see a Lumber Mill. Is he going to go straight for the Expo? We all know Infi loves his towers. Infi, known as the 6th Wraiths, the Tower Race. And I think he's going to go straight for the top expansion here. Going to be a little bit aggressive. Check obviously delaying his Ancient of War creep. He's going to go harass himself with the Warden. Oh, he's going to come in. Will he try to snipe? Bolt onto the Warden, keeping it from getting that kill. Gloves of Haste was the item. Here's the Warden. Shadow Strike onto a Peasant. The dot should be enough to kill him. And now the Militia timer's starting to run a little low. A lot of DPS missing here. Warden has plenty of Shadow Strikes. Doesn't try to get another one. Bolt onto the Warden. She does get surrounded here. The Archer trying to go for the counter surround is not enough. Shadow Strike onto the Footman. But the surround will stay closed, and that does force Check to use his TP. That's never good. So this does give Infi a little bit of breathing room to try to secure his expansion. Obviously his tech to tier 2 is going to be pretty delayed. But at the same time, Check going for the early Hunter's Hall. Looks like he wants to do a bit of a Huntress play. And double Ancients of War here, so 2 Ancient of War hunts. That's pretty greedy. That's kind of an all-in strategy. Meaning, if Check doesn't get some damage done and Infi gets ahead on economy and tech, it's going to be really hard for him to win on pure Huntresses. Alright, Infi coming in. Will scout the Hunter's Hall before the tech. Not sure if he caught a glimpse of that second Ancient of War, but the Footman does get caught with a Shadow Strike. Did Infi catch that second Ancient of War? No, he did not.
Players' forces are under attack.
Meanwhile, he's just creeping away, getting his Mountain King up, killing all of Check's creep camps on his side of the map. So if Check wants to get some creeping done for himself, he'll have to go very far away. And the expansion's going up, but at the same time, we do see that Ancient Protector, and Infi does not see that Ancient Protector coming in. When it does come up, I'm not sure, but I think it'll attack these Murlocs, so I don't think it's going to go that well for Check here. Oh, another Footman getting caught with a Shadow Strike. More experience for the Warden, who's still only at level 1. Now, Warden is a scary hero, don't get me wrong, but at level 1, she's basically just a punching bag. I mean, level 1 Shadow Strike Gets to a point where it's not good. The Ancient Protector was found, forced to dispel. And tier 2 still not on the way for Infi. But check coming in for a push. Shadow Strike on the Footman. Level 2 on that Warden. Oh, now we got the Bash proc onto the Huntress. There is, of course, Shadow Meld. Infi does not have a way to reveal. He did not clear out his lab. Wisp dispelling, draining mana from the Mountain King, keeping him from Storm Bolting. Oh, and Huntresses do pretty well versus Footman. Oh, now the Mountain King gonna get folks down with that Shadow Strike. Militia being pulled from Infi. Jack's gotta be careful not to get surrounded again. He does not have a TP. He can, of course, Shadow Meld, but still, you don't want to get surrounded. Jack gonna kite back. Militia do run on a timer, so if you could just kite back a little, wait for the timer to run out. No, Huntress gonna get folks down. Bash going down onto another Huntress. Oh, got some decent micro here out of Check, keeping his Huntresses alive. Has he started his tech? No. No tech. No Huntresses either. So maybe he's banking up for that tech, or he's a little bit busy microing. Meanwhile, Infi's expansion is up. Towers on the way. He can, of course, get guard towers, which are pretty nice versus Huntresses, as Huntresses do take extra damage from those piercing attacks of the guard tower. And Chuck's still going to try to commit to this Ancient Protector push. Kind of reminding me of a Foggy playstyle here. But I'm pretty sure the Asians don't study European playstyles. At least I don't think they would. Alright, Infi going to pull more Militia here, but I think there's a decent number of Huntresses where Militia are just free XP for Check's Warden. Alright, even going to build a shop, so he does have a bit of a fallback point. One of the Ancient Protectors did get up for Check. Infi really going to have to stay back with his towers. He has no wood. He's been pulling Militia like a madman, keeping his wood low. Check still without a tech. Starting to get some glaive throwers. Oh, Ancient Protector rooting in, getting a little bit better position. Warden only at level 2. Huntresses, 0 upgrades. Was wondering if Check would get the upgrades for him. But yeah, Infi just gonna sit back, heal up, mana up. One Ancient Protector doesn't really do much damage. It is a bit of a nuisance though. Second one finishing up, gonna slowly walk his way over, and when that shop gets up, Check won't actually be able to get much. He'll be able to get Clarity Pots. That's really about it. Clarity Pots is a Moonstoner, the tier 1 things you can buy from an elf. I think this push would have been better if it had tier 2, obviously. So the Warden can, of course, you know, get a healing potion, get the mana pots, get a Staff of Preservation. Yeah, elf shop's really not that great until tier 2, in my opinion. And Infi gonna try a bit of multitasking, gonna solo creep that laboratory with the Militia here, while holding back these two Ancient Protectors with the glaive throwers. There's a lot of siege damage. Infi gonna lose his shop there. And at the same time, Militia creeping away will get that Renegade Wizard. Is that enough for a level 3 MK? Not sure if it is. Infi even gonna pick up a Zeppelin from this. No. Glaive throwers still sieging away at the main. Infi trying to move out, but Huntresses are so much better than Footman. And no, that wasn't enough XP for level 3 MK. Oh, but Infi, right, they don't attack up. But with the Zeppelin here, Infi might try to go for a Zeppelin drop on Check's base, who just now started his tech to tier 2. So he is going to make a transition. I'm going to assume into Ancients of Lore. Infi still can't move out. It's still, Check just basically has him on lockdown right now, and all this constant repairs is draining more of the wood. Infi will never get up to tier 2. He did get a Goblin Shredder, so that will help a little bit with his wood problems. There's still a lot of siege damage here. Lucky for Infi, human towers are heavy armored units, but with that AoE damage of the glaive throwers, those peasants are getting attacked away. Slowly but surely, they would die. Oh, now the glaive throwers still attacking away at those towers. Not really sure. I guess if he can get rid of those towers, he can push in with all those Huntresses. I think that's the game plan to Check here. And I'm surprised Infi hasn't tried anything with the towers. I guess he feels he needs to stay at home here. And Infi gonna TP away. He's letting this expansion die. He's gonna try to transition. He's building a second barracks here. Does he have a blacksmith? He's building a blacksmith. So he's going to stay on tier 1 but transition into rifleman. But getting that expansion was a huge win for Czech. Now he's got the tech advantage. He's halfway to tier 2. If he wanted to, he could re-expand here. I mean, there's still plenty of gold. You already got the towers here for defense. And right now, I would say Czech's in a pretty good position here. Infi, on the other hand, gonna stay with the expansions. Gonna try to militia creep out this camp. Gets level 3 and a layer's foot of accuracy, which is pretty nice if you're trying to go for this rifleman play here. He's getting sword upgrade and rifleman upgrades. Sorry about that. Oh, a little bit of a miss micro, losing a unit of creeps out of check. And the warden should get level 3 from this camp. And a Sobi mask. Oh my lord. That is such a good warded item. Increased mana regen. And Czech's gonna go for that expansion as well. So both players still expanding, although I would say Infi is quite a bit behind. He just needs the tech. He has plenty of resources to tech. Why aren't you teching? I'm not sure what's going on with Infi right now.
A player's forces are under attack.
But Czech now at tier 2. Do we see those Ancients of Lore? He has enough resources. I guess getting the Tree of Life did drain him a little bit on resources. But yeah, this is definitely not a standardish game. Czech even trying to walk an Ancient Protector over just for a little more defense on his Expo. And Czech not really doing much in the way of scouting. Has no clue about Infi's expansion. But at the same time, Infi has no clue about Czech's expansion.
Player's forces are
although both these players are pretty high level, that I'm pretty sure they have that map awareness, can assume that, yeah, he'd probably re-expand, or, yeah, he's in a good enough position to take an expansion. Czech even getting a shredder of his own. Infi with the Zeppelin. It's empty, it's just for scouting, but he might be able to fool Czech into thinking he's going for a drop. Or did Czech not notice that Zeppelin? But yeah, Infi's starting to get riflemen. Still on tier 1. 68 supply for Infi, tier 1. He's gotten the 1-1 upgrades. At least I saw. There it is. Just now finished up. I'm not sure what his playstyle is. Meanwhile, we have Czech who's at tier 2 and has not started any tier 2 production at all. No lores, no wins, nothing. This is definitely a strange game nonetheless, but it looks like Infi's gonna go in. This might be an all-in push here. 71 supply for him versus 49 at Czech, who just started an Ancient of War here. And I'm not sure if Czech can hold off this push, but at the same time, the Warden coming in with the glaive throwers did a little bit of Zeppelin drop of his own. Czech is gonna TP though. He needs TP, he needs to get rid of this force. Infi with a huge army force. Alright, coming with TP, glaive throwers, not really the greatest. Fan and Eyes from the Warden does hit quite a bit of the footman. Wand of Illusions as well. They try to soak up some damage. Healing Scroll being used. Bolt gonna snipe a Huntress. Oh, Czech's in a terrible position. Infi just staying on tier 1 and massing tier 1 units. This is an LDK style if I've ever seen it. Oh, even picking up the weaker footman with the Zeppelin. Czech having himself a terrible time. Bash onto the Warden. Alright, level 4 on the Warden, but now the Tree of Ages is getting focused down. Fan and Eyes from the Warden. Oh, now we got footman coming down. Zeppelin gonna pick up even more weaker footmen. Both players getting a bit of Zeppelin micro in. Czech gotta be careful with that shredder though. Now we got the Hunters trying to focus down the footmen, but they get picked up by the Zeppelin. And the Rifleman with the +1 damage, able to focus fire these Hunters as well, even with the Flute of Accuracy. Shadow Strike gonna go down to the Mountain King. Glaive Throwers in the back, but the footmen are gonna get dropped right on top of him. Meanwhile, Stormbolt on the Warden. She does not have enough mana for a blink. She's surrounded. Will use the invulnerability potion. Now the Glaive Throwers all in that Zeppelin. Wisp dispelling, draining away the mana on the Mountain King bow, but Czech is at tier 2. He is able to get potions. Meanwhile, the Mountain King sucking on a Clarity Pot. Czech trying to do what he can. Massing out Dryads. Towers of Infi. 3 guard towers on the way. Alright, the last one of Illusion was used. Fan and Eyes from the Warden. The Rifleman gonna have to get microed back, but there's a good enough rifle count to deal with these hunts. Long range bull onto the Warden. She does have enough for Blink though. Did try to go for a round. The missed Fan and Knives. Holy shit! Oh, those footmen would have taken so much damage, but nice Zeppelin Micro. Thendis is a sucker for Zeppelin Micro. I love it. Oh, now the Glaive Thrower gonna get pop shotted by the Rifleman, giving the Mountain King level 5. That Phantom Eyes was not dodged. Shadow Strike gonna go down to the Mountain King as well. He has one bolt in him, gonna use it on the Warden. Healing Scroll being used.
Player's forces are under attack.
Oh, now Huntress is getting focused down in check. It's 29 supply versus 62. The towers are finishing up. Slowly coming in. Dryads are coming. They produce fast, but I don't think they produce fast enough for this. Oh, now the Warren getting focused down. There's some Moonwell juice here, though. Gonna suck on that. But at this point, Infi could just stay back on his towers. I'm not sure if there's anything Czech can do about this. Infi with this tier 1 massing strategy, it worked out pretty well for him. I think Czech might have played it just a little bit greedy and didn't get those Ancients of Lore quick enough.
A player's forces
And no bears. Another Phantom Knives coming in, but the Dryad will get sniped away. Mountain King does not have enough mana. But the tower's closing in away, and Czech calls GG. And Infi will take game number 1 in this best of 5 PGL finals. If you guys like this cast, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to watch me play Warcraft 3, follow me at Twitch at Thendis32, and I will catch you guys later.